Hi, I'm Matt with eTrailer, and today we're talking about the WeatherTech Custom Hood Protector on our 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you are looking at protecting your hood, just like the name says. What this is going to protect it from is if when you're driving on the road, there's a lot of bugs coming at you, or there's some debris or rocks kicking up on the road, that's going to help prevent any of that from hitting the front of our vehicle and scratching up our paint. This is going to be constructed from a flexible acrylic, so getting it on here is going to be pretty easy, especially with how flexible it is. But just because it's flexible doesn't mean it's not sturdy, because when you are handling it, it does feel pretty tough. It's going to be able to handle everything that you throw at it, whether that be rocks or bugs on the road. As for the color, I'm a big fan of it. It's going to be this smoke color, and it's going to look really OEM on our vehicle, really going to match our grille too. What also helps it look OEM too is just how it contours to the rest of our vehicle. It looks very natural on here. As for the installation, it's a little bit different from some of the other ones we've had in the past. It's not going to bolt up anywhere. Instead, it's going to have this adhesive on the back that's going to stick on here. But just because it has adhesive on it doesn't make me worry about how it fits here. Now, if you are worried about putting this on because you haven't done something like this before, I know we had a little bit of trouble kind of trying to decipher the instructions, but we were eventually able to figure it out. But if you need a hand to, just stay tuned and we'll show you how we did it. To start off the installation, we're going to start prepping a hood. Now you're going to have a few things to prep it. You're going to have this little container right here that's going to be your surface prep, and it's going to have some alcohol swabs with it too. I'm going to hold on to those for the time being, and what I want to do at this point is just get some soapy water like I have right now. Just spray the front of this where our deflector is going to sit and give this a good wipe down. Start mocking it up. I'm going to take out my deflector, and this is how it's going to look like straight out of the package. We're still going to have this film on it. I'm going to leave it on for the time being because we're going to have our hands all over it and I don't want to scuff it up too much. And on the back side, you'll see we have these adhesive strips with this red liner on the top of them. That's just going to prevent us from sticking to anything for the time being. But to start mocking it up, we want to find the center of our vehicle. Here's a little bit easier because we can see where this line is. And I want to make sure I put this in the right orientation with those pointed edges pointed up. And a good way to tell too is just how it conforms to the rest and the contours of our vehicle. And from this point, I just like to check both sides, make sure nothing's hanging over too much. I recommend you could probably get some measurements too, just get the distance from either side. After when you've checked both sides, what WeatherTech recommends is you tape all around this and then clean the area underneath this. We think that's a little bit much, so what we're actually going to do is just take some masking tape instead, and we're just going to mark out where the center is. So I'm just going to take some masking tape, put it in the center. Then I'm going to take another strip, put it on top of the deflector. They don't have to be perfect, but now I'm going to grab just a marker, make a line, so I know where the center is and I can line it back up. We're just going to grab one of our alcohol swabs and start wiping off, cleaning the area where our deflector sat. And when we're cleaning this off, when it's fully dried up, that's when we can finally put our prep on here. But we just want to put this on all the painted surfaces of our vehicle. Applying that surface prep is going to be about the same process. So when this is fully dried, I'm just going to take that out and just start prepping the surface of a vehicle in that location where our deflector sat. Now we're actually going to start getting this on here. So one thing I did just recently was remove that protective film on the outside of this. And the reason why I did that is because I don't want that reaching over and grabbing on some of the adhesive spots we already have. Now, something else I'm going to do differently than in the instructions. WeatherTech recommends pulling that red covering off of these by about 2 inches on the inside and the outside. Now, there's one issue with that is we have a lot of breaks in the adhesive, so doing that is going to be a little bit tricky. So something we're going to do instead is we're just going to remove this red covering just for the time being. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because it's going to be a lot harder to reach, especially these lower parts, because I'm not going to have a lot of space underneath here to grab onto. So this next step is just going to require you to have a little bit of confidence in yourself, to line everything up. Now I'm going to come over to our center. I'm going to line everything up, making sure I'm not making contact anywhere. Then I'm going to start to push down on this. I can tell my line's already lined up, so I know I'm looking pretty good. And then I'm just going to apply pressure to the rest of this. Our last step is just going to be removing the last of this film we have on top of here with that masking tape. And when I get this removed, as you can see right here, I left a little bit of a gap. And now I can apply some more pressure to here so this sticks all the way flush to our vehicle. And that's just a look at the installation and some of the features of the WeatherTech Hood Protector on our 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Thanks for watching.